Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, July 15th. It's Thirsty Thursday. Grab a drink. Just kidding. Grab coffee. We will get started in just a couple minutes. Please confirm that you can see my screen and hear me. Hey y'all, thank you for the audio check. My daughter's in the room, so I have to behave. How wild is that I have to behave because my daughter's versus the other way around. Like I'm the mother. But that's how good she is. Hi Brian, Chuck, D-Man, Muhammad, Roger, Madison, Barry, Chris, Flash, Gordon, Naresh, Don, Mr. Chad Bad, Real, Limon, and Tammy. Tammy, if Amazon and Shop keep acting the way they're acting, we're going to have to change your name, huh? Hey, Blue Dog, Jorge. What's up, Ronnie? We'll get started in just a couple minutes. The market is pulling back. Pulling back this morning, we have to be careful with our longs. Hey, Cindy. One more minute, and I will get started. Oh, I don't know if I can. Is anyone else having a problem with the volume? I think it's as high. I mean, this is my speaker. That's not the sound, but where I have the microphone adjustment, it's wide open. All right. Hey, Davy baby. Hey, Johnny. One more minute. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's on the screen now. Yellow and purple are the 50 and 200 simple moving average. The green and red is the 8 and 21 exponential moving average. And the yellow candles are my inside bars. CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame is a fancy RSI. I like the colors. Red is overbought. Green is oversold. TTM squeeze thinkorswim default is in this bottom panel. I am an options trader primarily, and I use the squeeze for direction. With options, I have to get more than the implied move. So I want to see where a chart is building pressure. So that's what I use the TTM squeeze for. So I'm going to delete that now. I use TradingView to chart. I use thinkorswim TD Ameritrade as my broker. I have used it all. I have used Merrill Edge, Fidelity, Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, TradeStation, Tastyworks, and thinkorswim. I've used it all. And on the crypto side, I started out with Poloniex. Yep, I said it. 4 years ago, Coinbase Pro, FTX, Binance, and I think that's it on the crypto side. So I've used it all. And by far, FTX is the absolute best crypto broker if there's a way for you to use it. And then for options trading, I found that thinkorswim works best for me. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Meta. Okay, so we'll get started. I'll try to slow down today. I get lots of comments about how fast I talk. I'm covering all of these tickers in 20 minutes. What are these tickers and what's the format and who am I? I'm Chart Gal Lori and I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. We have a community of over 1,000 people. We huddle, literally, we have huddle function now on Slack. We huddle, we get together, we talk about charts, we post observations, setups, and it's a pretty fun way to trade. I go over the Fab 4 futures every morning, commodities, crypto, and then things that I'm watching. And if I have time, I go over your request in the chat room. In the chat room, we have moderators, Judd, P Court, D-Man, and sometimes Jason. And the moderators, they monitor the chat. So if you have questions about what's going on the screen, usually they know they can answer for me. And at the end, I try to go over your request. If you're a TCG member, your requests get answered and we go over your request 3 times a day live. So when I'm done today, Denzi will start at, I'm trying to get the times right, at 9 a.m. Eastern. Denzi will go live, and then we have noon Eastern lunchtime. We have a live show, and then we have an end of the day show. So let's get started. With ES, we are pulling back this morning. Oh no. Support 43.45. Below 43.45 is 43.41.75. We are running into the hourly 200 MA. What's really standing out to me is the slope of the EMA. I call that SOTEMA, S-O-T-E-M-A, slope of the EMA. I can't tell you how much EMAs have improved my trading. Every year that I trade, I get more and more reliant on EMAs, and it really improves my trading. EMAs, or the exponential moving average, is the average of the prior candlestick. So if you're using the 8 EMA, it looks at the last 8 candles and it takes the average. The E, exponential part, means that it weights the more recent activity more so than the prior activity. So when we have separation of this EMA, so the slope of the EMA, and we have separation, that means we're getting some velocity to the downside. So that's really what's standing out to me on the hourly, and we are now below EMAs. So I've talked to you about the daily, the hourly, and the 15-minute, and that's really important for me to monitor where are we in relation to the EMAs on the daily, on the hourly, on the 15-minute. And yesterday we talked about, here are my actual notes from yesterday. When we inspected the market, are we above the EMAs on the 4-hour? ES, yes. Nasdaq, yes. YM, yes. RTY, no. We had a small crack in our foundation. I shorted RTY yesterday. It was my best trade of the day. And then I shorted LB along with some friends in the room. We had a group trade, not really group trade, but you know what I'm talking about. Like we were doing it together. It was so much fun. And it was 2 really good trades on the day. So RTY was standing out because it was not above the 4-hour EMAs. So on the hourly now, we are below these hourly EMAs. So one could reason as we come up and touch these hourly EMAs, we could reject, and it could be a great place to go in and short the market some more. Nasdaq is pulling back. We are stuck within this Darvis box of price discovery where we're just going back and forth. The market is constantly looking for liquidity. So we run up here and we find a box of liquidity up here, and then we pull back. We're constantly looking for liquidity. So here we're just bouncing back and forth, and we will see, will they go on a stop hunt? I don't even like that word. I don't even like that phrase, because that means that there is some type of nefarious activity behind the curtain. There is no Wizard of Oz. There is no curtain. This is just business. So on NASDAQ, we have support at 14864, 14862, and 14841. Resistance, 14962 and 14996. I just have to stop right here. And we got asked so much this week on Amazon. So when Amazon was up here, what day was that? Tuesday? We had so many requests in the room. I can show you the private messages and the actual public post of, when can I get an Amazon? When can I get an Amazon? And now Amazon's pulling back, and we got nobody asking, can they get an Amazon? Because we're pulling back. Is this a bad thing? No. So it's just the way the market psychology is, oh my God, it's a new all-time high. I want Amazon. And now it's pulling back to the 8 EMA and kissing it. And we got nobody asking, can I get it? If we were to get to hourly oversold on Amazon, I will be loading up. I will be loading up for the, July 30th. Maybe I have my expiration wrong, but basically the last Friday in July, which is the week I believe that they have earnings. Please confirm for yourself. But if we were to get to hourly oversold, I will be buying Amazon. We are pretty far from the weekly 8 EMA, which is down around 3,500. If we were to pull into that area, it would still be healthy. Crazy, right? So we had this range that we were stuck within 4 months since August of last year. 4 months, F-O-R, not F-O-U-R. We were stuck within this range for months. So if we were to come back and back test it, that'd be very natural. That does not mean this chart's broken. It's still healthy. We had to squeeze fire to the long side. So on a pullback, an even deeper pullback, I will be looking to add to Amazon. So we have YM. YM on the 15-minute, we are below these EMAs. It's definitely weaker. So we have Nasdaq the strongest, then ES, then YM, and then RTY is still super, super weak. So it's going to surprise you later on when I tell you that RTY, IWM is one of my trades for the day to the long side because it's so beat up. That's going counter trend and it'll be a quick trade. This actually looks like a little 15-minute inverse head and shoulders. It's a wonky head, but we have resistance up at 218750, 219120, support 2173. And below 2173, let's talk about what happened to IWM. You want to talk about Sotima. Look at the slope of the EMA here where the 8 and 21 really separated and we got some downside velocity. 2152 is your next support. We are not oversold on the daily on RTY, but on the 4-hour, our RSI is down at 25. I am looking to be a buyer of TNA today. That is a 3 times ETF bull for RTY. You have to be very careful with TNA or TZA, which is RTY to the downside bearishly. Have to be careful with these names. I don't ever chart these because they have decay built in. But I'm looking for oversold bounce play on RTY today. Gold. GDX really messed with us. Let me move the microphone. GDX never got over that 35.18 level. Back here, 35.18. We were watching for 35.10 and 35.18. Never got through that level. So the trade didn't come to us. It just didn't come to us yesterday in the form of nugget. GDX it came up to that 35.18 level, rejected and pulled back, and we're just stuck in this range now. So on gold, we're pulling back on any bounce. We'd be looking for a lower high compared to 1834. Your next resistance, 1835. Support 1823 and then down at 1820. So gold is pulling back. Oil. This was a super short. So we had some oil news overnight. Doesn't matter about the news. We have a daily EQ now. So let me do the path function. It looks better than my squigglies. I asked a few weeks ago if any of y'all knew of a drawing tool that I could use on my screen now that I'm not on a Mac, and no one's helped me. I don't like these trading view tools. So with oil, we have a daily equilibrium that is set up. Resistance 75.52, 76.98, support 70.76 and 69.77. So oil has given itself enough room for a higher low. Let's see if they can get it compared to 70.76 and then tighten on up. It could provide for a nice trade. Bitcoin super weak. So on the daily, we just continue to break support. So 31,600, we held that support by $11. So we already have a daily lower low, but we're holding this support now by $11. Your next support below that is 30,173. Crypto is weak. Resistance 32603, 33187. I get a lot of pushback on that I don't cover crypto enough. Crypto is bearish. If you're a crypto bear, you are in hog heaven and you don't need me to tell you to stay in this trade until, let's say, we get a candle close above the hourly EMAs. Just stay in this trade short. And if you're a desperate long, you're waiting for me to say, oh my God, crypto's so bullish, it's awesome, buy it all. We're not there. It's not there. It's not the setup. Crypto is weak, and it's weak until we get somebody to show up. And we just don't have the bulls with us on the trade. Resistance on Ethereum 2039, 2047, support 1865 and 1807. Hourly 4-hour EMAs are resistance, reject. Every time the bulls poke their head over the electric fence, they get zapped. So crypto is bearish. And what does that mean? That means names like Riot, which are crypto blockchain related. This one is breaking weekly support. It is breaking weekly support of 2840 in pre-market. So we are losing that support. Next target on Riot is 2068. My mouse is slowing down. I don't know why. So the next support, actually, sorry, is 2529, then 2068. Okay, I can't believe I'm saying this. AMC, I'm looking for it for a long. Oh, shoot me. It's terrible. I know. So we're pretty beat up. The 4-hour RSI is down at 20. We have some separation between the 8 EMA and price, and I'm looking for that, you know what I'm going to say, that Old Dominion snapback. I'm looking for it to snap back to those EMAs. So the hourly is just pushing down price. I want a flush it. So where would I be a buyer? 2853 is the next support. If we could break $30 psychological, that would be awesome. And I would be looking to go long if we could break $30 psychological. So I want it to keep going down. If we bounce at all in pre-market, I want it to flush on open. I really need it to flush. And then I'd be looking to go long AMC for a counter trend bottom fish trade. Now, counter trend. Let me go back to my notes. So you're like, no, Lori, that's not what you said. It's not what you said last week. My mouse is just not wanting to play along. So last week, I said part of the trading commandments, don't go counter trend. If you're struggling with being a consistently profitable trader, first rule is don't go counter trend. So what I'm basically telling you today is I'm looking counter trend on a lot of things. But I'm an experienced trader. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. God knows I'm not. But for the experienced trader, these offer amazing opportunities. My mentor, Charting Man Dan, who runs the room, he is my partner. He is the expert, the number one oversold bounce trader that I've ever known to exist. So he's a counter trend trader. He does it very, very well. It is a very difficult trade to master. So what I'll be looking at on the 5 minutes, I'll be looking for a vol climax. I'm going to be looking for a volume climax, and I want to flush on AMC for a potential bottom fish opportunity. AMD, we're all about the A's today. AMD got to upgrade. So if the market were to bounce, I would be looking for AMD to the bullish side. We are stuck within this range. We're not really squeezing, so we don't have an Instapot pressure cooker forming, but I like this AMD sideways action. If we could break above $91 and then $91.41, that could be a potentially bullish trade if the market were to bounce. But right now, I'm not looking to go long on names that are set up bullishly. I'm only looking to go long for oversold bounce flips. I hope that makes sense. GM, the Bolt or some type of electric car caught on fire. They're saying don't charge it in your garage. That's some pretty bad news. So I am looking to short GM. This is what I would say is one of the king of the mountain trades. 58.10 is resistance and 58.29. If we could get up around 58.30, that could be a great short. So General Motors, I'm looking to short. You have support in pre-market around 57.10, and then you're looking down at $57 and 55.70. Again, this is really bad news. So we rejected from the daily EMAs here. So let's pretend like you don't know the news. Yesterday we had average volume, but we rejected from the 8 EMA and the 50 EMA, and we're closing below it. We broke support yesterday at 57.82 by 11 cents. So just by breaking that, if you held this overnight, you're waking up to some nice profit today. So technically this chart is set up bearishly is what I'm saying, in addition to the news. So with those two things combined, those make for my favorite types of setups, either bullishly or bearishly. So when the news and the technicals match up. So with GM, I like it to the bearish side. I'm starting to use these flags this morning. Green means I'm looking for bullish plays. Red means I'm looking for bearish plays. I can't believe I'm saying this. IWM, I'm looking for bullish. So with IWM, we came up and we talked about this. We've been talking about this all week. We came up, bounced on, we bumped our head into the EMAs, rejected, and now we're pulling back. We broke this support in pre-market. So our 4-hour is pretty beat up. It's 29. I'm looking for just a bounce back to the hourly to the 4-hour EMA. That's all I'm looking for, 4-hour EMA. So let's say 219.50 area. I would love a bounce back into that. The harder that it flushes as we open, the more I'm interested in a potential bounce. So we're bouncing a little bit in pre-market. So I'm interested in IWM. It is very, very, very beat up. LB, we traded this as a group yesterday. How beautiful was that? 77.87 resistance held. We got up to 77.66 and we pulled back hard. I didn't know if I was going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. So yesterday, my exits on this were not optimum. I was exiting around here, around 76.50 from like a 77.30 average. And I exited. I had great profits on LB yesterday, but look how it continued to flush. And we had Lamont, he had to exit around $75. So the main thing is don't exit trades that are working. So for me, the equivalent is like being in Vegas at, I guess it's the poker table. I don't even know a lot about poker. And you're sitting there with 2 aces and you fold. That's what being in this trade and exiting up here, to me, that's where a lot of people are entering. They're looking for that 5-minute low or high. So don't fold your 2 aces when you have a winning trade on. And we never know what's going to happen on the right side of the chart. So partially scaling out profit always makes sense. But don't fold your 2 aces when you have a winning trade on. So LB, I like for more short action today. Another king of the mountain trade. They had the 20 million share offering, and I'm still bearish this chart, 75.67 and 76.06. If we were to bounce up into those areas, could offer another opportunity to short. Netflix, I like to the bullish side. I don't know why this escaped me. I don't know why I have missed this weekly squeeze. Why did it not jump out at me? I don't know. So we do have earnings next week. They had some video gaming news after hours yesterday. They have a Facebook executive that joined their team, yada yada news, blah blah blah. It's bullish. 563.56 is your key resistance, then 566.65. I like the slope of this EMA on the daily. You see how it's pointing up. We had some elevated volume yesterday in a very blasé market to bearish. Netflix was a shining star yesterday, and it's really shining in pre-market as well. So any market strength, I'd be looking to go long Netflix. That is a king of the mountain trade today. Space. I can't believe I'm saying this. Space, I'm looking for oversold bounce. They had the $500 million share offering after Branson went to the edge of space, and we've been pulling down ever since. This was one of my better trades on Monday here. I entered puts and I flipped it quickly. Again, this was me folding aces at the poker table. I had 2 aces and I folded too early. This chart never got above the hourly EMAs, 30-minute EMAs, or the hourly EMAs. This has been an amazing short. However, hourly RSI 27, 4-hour RSI 29. Oh, gaming executive from EA Sports. Thank you. See, y'all just help me out with all this stuff. Exactly, all natural. You feel me? Epic Pen. Patrick, I tried that. I just don't like it as much. A flush, Chris, that what I mean is a lot of bearish, a lot of selling. I want some rapid fire selling where the price is getting pushed down fast. Okay, I'm just going to stop and go over Clove. Okay, Clove is really, really beat up. We had an amazing trade on it back here, and it has just been giving up the ghost ever since. We had yesterday's low, 857. We're testing that now. Is the daily RSI oversold? Nope. Hourly RSI? Nope. Do you see that? You see as I'm flipping, look at how they're keeping and again, it's not this big conspiracy, but the RSI is not getting oversold on this name. Even the hourly's not oversold. So you see that 30-minute not oversold. That's a problem. If it were oversold, then we could get a bounce, but this is very controlled selling. Do you see this? Controlled selling. So please be careful, Clove longs. 861, 881, and 890. This could rip to $100 today. It could. So I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying this looks super bearish for me. XBI. Can't believe I'm saying this either. We had this, doesn't it look like IWM? We push up into the EMAs and we reject. We broke that low yesterday. However, we're getting pretty beat up on XBI. 4-hour RSI is 24. I am looking to go long via LABU, L-A-B-U. That's a 3 times ETF on XBI bullishly. And you have to be careful. This is counter trend. If you're a newer trader or you're having a problem getting consistent profits, don't take this trade. This is not your trade. This isn't your pitch. Resistance 126.45, 127.57, 128.87. I'm not looking for huge run-ups. If we could get up to 127 area, I would take it and run to the bank. QQQ. Denzi will start in 8 minutes. By the way, QQQ resistance 36382, 36466, support 36236, 36222. I tell y'all every day, go bearish the weak names, go long the strong names, and today I have a different message. I am going long on the weak names because they're so beat up. I mean, this is like picking a fight with the scrawny kid in the corner who's already been beat up by 20 other people. It's just like, it's not even worth it. You don't fight that kid. You pick them up. So that's what we're doing now. I still don't think shorting QQQ makes any sense, because why go pick on the biggest bully on the playground? And, you know, if we're going to sucker punch them, yeah, and run. But I just don't like going short QQQ here. It's just, it's one of the strongest frameworks of charts that we have. So with ES, SPY, we have resistance at 43550, 43640, support at 43406 and 43383. All right. BB. Oh, isn't Dan the best, Cedric? He is. Just think about it. I'm on the mic. I'm sharing a mic with Dan the man. It's kind of daunting some days. Okay, so Blackberry beat up. Look at that daily EMA. 4-hour RSI is oversold. Hourly RSI. This thing is weak. Resistance 1049, 1075, 1081. Support 1021. I would not go long this name with my ex-mother-in-law's money. I wouldn't. I mean, just find someone you don't like, which I love my ex-mother-in-law, but just saying, I would not go long with even my biggest enemy's money on this name. This is no setup to go long. Ugh, 771 is the next weekly support. I'm just trying to find a reason. We are at weekly EMA, so there's that. We're in a daily downtrend. We are looking for a weekly higher low. Okay, so that's the good news. We are looking for a weekly higher low, with the 4-hour being oversold. It could be an opportunity to go long, but not with my money. Ugh. Okay. What is Dan's channel name? Dan is part of the Chart Guys community. He runs a big channel called the Chart Guys. Look at this. Let's see. Is my mouse gonna work? Nope, not now. So, Charting Man Dan. So he, every morning, even though he's not on the mic today, he will come in and he posts what he sees. Growth is not giving the setup that he wanted. He will focus on names that are giving better gap downs, like AMC and Space. See, he posted this after I went over. He's just listening to my show. No, he taught me, so we know what to look for. So this is Charting Man Dan. This is in the general chat room, and he posts every day. My mouse hates me today. All right, Teja, Amazon, and BKNG, and then we'll wrap it up. Amazon has been weak when other names were strong, and then yesterday it had a really nice bounce, and then it gave it all up with an upper wick of profit taking. Support 366083, 362112. So if we come flush to, I would say yesterday's low 3660, and the market is bouncing, it could be an opportunity to go long. Below that, your next support is 362112. This is digestion. Sideways is a direction. Bears are not able to pull this down. That's bullish for me. BKNG. Do you remember when this was Priceline? Daily EMA is really forcing this chart down. Look at the sad frown by the 50 EMA overhead. Sad, sad. Oh, I was looking at this on the weekly. I posted this has a head and shoulder setup and it broke bearish from that. Weekly inside bar, we're still within last week's range. Low 2126, high 2243. Hourly RSI not beat up. Next support 216650. As long as these hourly EMAs are overhead, for me it's a short. Short. This is a short. If it were to bounce up into that 2190 area, it could be a nice area to go short again. I'm actually may put this on my radar. All right, that's it for me. What will ride on Netflix coattails? Maybe EA, since they stole one of the executives. Yeah, maybe EA. I don't know. There's not a lot in this space. I mean, Roku. Ugh. Roku may be a buy, y'all. Roku may be a buy down by 405. We're looking for that daily high or low. We are in a daily uptrend. And the hourly is skirting oversold. Roku may be a buy at 405. I like this one better than shorting BKNG. All right, that's it for me. Denzi goes live in 3 minutes. Love you all. Thank you for joining me. And tomorrow, bring a friend. My goodness. Please. And hit that like button. And I'm glad you're here. TCG or see you in the room.